Ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? You missing anything? I am. There we go. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Hopefully everyone's doing all right. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Welcome to the call-in show. I'm going to start this off solo. You guys already know how this works. The link to join today's show is in the description. Refresh your stream if you haven't done so already. Also, the link to join is in the chat, pinned to the very top. So if you want to come in, have your say, and talk about today's topic, you're more than welcome to. And listen, I think today is going to be an interesting stream in terms of, listen, you're more than welcome to come on and talk about whatever you want in regards to Chelsea, but I kind of wanted to take a different direction with this one, seeing that we are in an international break, and I've been kind of wanting to have a discussion and I guess a glaze sesh, we'll call it, on ESTEVAO Willian, because I think this kid, and big up Dark, thank you for the 32 months of membership, and big up to Chelsea, and with the ESTEVAO emoji. So hey, if you're a member, ESTEVAO emojis in the chat, because I think today's call-in show, we're going to try to dedicate as much as we can and as much as we are able to on ESTEVAO Willian. I've been saving a lot of tweets and stuff on ESTEVAO and kind of just stockpiling. And I think today I kind of just want to touch on some things and really get to know the kid that is, or not even the kid, the young man that is ESTEVAO Willian. He is quite a phenomenon. But ladies and gents, before we do so, don't let me forget, smash up that like button. If you have hype points that you want to use towards the channel, it helps us out tremendously with the algorithm, so hype up the video as well. And smash up the like, please, because all that stuff helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Listen, times are tough out here. It's cold outside. It was snowing in some parts. You know, we got to pay the bills. So help us pay the bills. You know, hold on. Help us pay the bills by getting us on that algorithm. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel, and hype up the video. Check out memberships too if you are so willing to ask to help in any monetary way. Memberships is a way to go ahead and do so outside of super chats. So $1.99, or not $1.99, 99p for the first tier, just to get you in house here. So pardon me, you can enjoy emojis and all that stuff. So ladies and gents, the link is there. You can come on in, join. I'm going to go like 15-20 minutes with a little bit of a monologue just to get this conversation going, and I'll start letting people in from backstage. So yeah, guys, as the title says, and the question is ESTEVAO him? And I've noticed that over the past few weeks, there's been a reluctance to jump the gun on players. And I get it to an extent, but if you're as shameless as I am, I don't give a fuck. Because if I feel some type of emotion towards something, I'm going to believe it. I'm not going to ignore the negatives. Like even today with ESTEVAO, there are some things that we do need to talk about in terms of like what he can do to get better as a player. But I'm not going to shy away from the negatives. But I'm always going to try to have an optimistic outlook, because when you step back for a second, guys, and you look at, first of all, it's just football. So there's more to life than just football, right? But then also when you step back for a second and you take a look at the club that you support, you know, bearing in mind you're a Chelsea fan, listen, it could be worse. It could be worse. You could be Newcastle right now. You could be a Burnley fan. You could not even support a Premier League club, right? And that's you. That's all you have to look forward to. And listen, it doesn't matter what club you support and stuff, but I always think about it like, well, at least we're in top four. And although I know the standard is this and that, it keeps you grounded and it doesn't ruin you, right? I am digressing. My point being that I'm not afraid to call out the real stuff as well, but I try to be optimistic because I see you gotta take into realization the place you're coming from, right? So it keeps you a little humble, just like ESTEVAO, who I can't praise this kid enough. And honestly, if you don't like ESTEVAO, I'm here to tell you this is probably not the stream for you. But there's a lot going on with this kid, and I want to start having a conversation and what could potentially be a future Ballon d'Or winner. There it is, guys. I'm telling you right now. I'm not going to shy away from it. I don't care to have, you know, to be right on everything kind of thing. If you've been watching the channel long enough, you know I just say whatever I feel. I have agendas just like everyone else, and I'll admit them. But when I genuinely feel that I see a player and I get this feeling that like, holy shit, the long and short of it, people, I remember the first time I saw Eden Hazard play, and the motherfucker stood out like a sore thumb to me. And this is at a time where I wasn't really watching Chelsea as nearly as much as I am now. So I had been checked out of Chelsea for quite some time. Those of you who know me, I think it's from 2012 to about 2020, where I just was not, you know, clocked in with Chelsea, but I would watch a game from time to time. And Eden Hazard stood out like a sore thumb for obvious reasons. The player is super technical. He just made something out of nothing. You knew every time he got the ball, something was going to go down. Something was going to go down. He was going to create a crazy chance, and no one was going to do shit about it. It was the same feeling you got when Ronaldo got the ball. It was the same feeling you got when Messi got the ball. Like all these ballers that we've seen. Kind of like how, like, you know, when Benzema is in front of the net, you're almost certain there's going to be a goal. Same thing with Harry Kane. When he's in front of the net, you're like, okay, there's a good chance he's about to score. You know, like you have those killers in your team that you're like, all right, watch because some shit's about to happen. And for me, I haven't had that feeling about a player since Hazard, really. Lamine Yamal, I guess, kind of did it for me, but he was more last season, not necessarily the season he broke out where it was that Euros competition, right? I haven't had that feeling for a player and a desire to want to see this player play as much as I have with this kid, ESTEVAO. And I think a lot of you share that sentiment. So let's start reading some tweets and let's get a little bit of insight of what's going on with ESTEVAO. So there's some like crazy things to point out about ESTEVAO. he's already broken records and set records at Chelsea. And it's exactly identical to how like Cole Palmer was essentially breaking records on his first season, except this kid's doing it faster. And I won't even deny it, guys. There's a great chance. I'm going to give it like a 75% chance that this player is going to be better than Cole Palmer. It's not an easy thing to say because it's so hard to think, well, what are the chances that we can get a player like if this was back in 2013, 14, 15, fuck it, even 2017, if you had told me, yo, I'm going to get you a player that's better than Eden Hazard, I would have laughed in your face. Not to say like Hazard or Palmer is similar. I mean, he's in a trajectory to be as good, if not better, right? When we're talking output. But right now, the equivalent of Eden Hazard in this Chelsea team is a Cole Palmer. That star, that person you could depend on for GNA, and will get you goals, will get you trophies, finals, all that, right? The person you could depend on when he's available. If you could have two of those, that's insane. And ESTEVAO is essentially that second one. At just 18 years old, ESTEVAO has already scored in all three competitions Chelsea played in this season. 18 years old, already scored in the Carabao Cup, already scored in UCL, and has scored in the Premier League. He scored already minimum 3 goals, right? ESTEVAO has become the quickest substitute to register an assist. The Brazilian wonder kid needed just 67 seconds to make his mark. Brother, this kid came on and in a minute and 7 seconds got an assist. I didn't even clock that it was less than 2 minutes because I saw 2 minutes on my thing when I put my notes down. It was a little over a minute, and this kid already came on, and I can't help it. I'm going to call him a kid because he's so young and just innocent. But this motherfucker comes on and gets an assist in a minute and 7 seconds. It's absolutely insane, and set a record already. That's how immediate of an impact he made, and I think we're starting to notice it, and when we get Cole Palmer back, I think it's another thing we're going to notice is that when he's on the pitch, it's that similar effect that Cole had when he joined under the pod season. It's a similar effect that Hazard had when he became the main guy at Chelsea. The ball just gravitates towards him. You're just tempted to just pass it to him because anytime he gets it, something happens. Something happens. I shouldn't say anytime, right? He's had moments where, okay, unfortunate, like the West Ham goal, loses the ball, dispossess. Obviously, that's criticism of his. When to do the jinky majinky and when not to do it, right? We remember Doku when he came into the scene at Man City. He, every single time, I want the ball, I want to score, I want to do whatever, does that, right? Predictable. Doesn't have enough of an impact. Doesn't realize you're playing a team sport. This season, finally changes up his game a little more. Finally decides to pass the ball a little more. Deciding when you can dribble, when to go wide, when to go inside. It took a while, but I can't deny it. Jeremy Doku this season is having a brilliant season. But that comes with learning when to do these things, when to do the pirouettes and Rabonas and all these fancy tricks that you want to do ESTEVAO. And that's a criticism, obviously, but that he's young. He's going to want to do the megs and all that stuff. And so it makes the game fun when you can just dunk on someone. So to see him do all this shit at 18 is insane. 67 seconds to score an assist. ESTEVAO becomes the first South American 18 or under to score in consecutive Champions League matches. I didn't even deep it, guys. He scored against Karabag and he also scored against Ajax. So yes, he scored back to back, and hopefully when we come back, and hopefully he's playing against Barcelona, I could get a stat to show you guys: youngest player to score against Barcelona, or even youngest player to score against Barcelona in the Champions League, youngest Brazilian or South American to get 3 goals back to back to back. And you know who we're talking about? Whose ranks you're amongst in that category? Luis Suarez, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, some of the best that have played in Champions League and have not scored consecutive games like this. This guy right now, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Yo, ESTEVAO has now produced 7 goals and 2 assists in all competitions. He is 18 years old. Does someone know how much GNA Cole Palmer had at this point of the season when he debuted? I don't think he even had this much. And it just blows my mind because he's 18, people. Listen, a career's trajectory could potentially derail completely. It's not always upwards, but with the way we're taking care of this kid and the way I'm seeing how everyone treats him, bro, it's like everyone in Chelsea, players, staff, ownership, directors, everyone, coach, everyone has this consensus that we have to take care of this kid because he's a special one. Right now, ESTEVAO Williams' current value is 60 million euros. Remember, we bought him for about 40. The motherfuckers already has kits going on sale for this crazy amount of money. Let me see. ESTEVAO's match-worn shirt from the game against Ajax has sold in an auction for £29,000. That's half the price that he's worth, bro. The game in which he scored his first UCL goal. Wow. So not too long ago, I remember having this conversation that we're looking for superstars. And listen, if you can pick out the superstar, because let's be real too, like in terms of superstardom and best player in the world, right now you're competing with Lamine Yamal. And I think most Chelsea fans, including the ones backstage, including the ones in the chat, I think you guys would entertain a debate on who's better, Lamine Yamal or ESTEVAO. Because, okay, ESTEVAO may not have all the trophies, but we all have eyes. We all have eyes. Before Lamine Yamal won a trophy with Barca, before Lamine Yamal even won a trophy with Spain, we could all see, oh shit, there's a baller there. We all saw with eyes. We didn't see the trophy cabinet to determine that. I think we can all use our eyes, look at ESTEVAO and the minutes he's played, because it's not been a lot, right? But he scored against Liverpool. I'm going to see what he does against Barcelona. I'm going to see what he does against Arsenal. Against United, he didn't get a chance because the red card, he got hooked immediately once that red card came out. Did he play against Spurs? No, he didn't really get a chance to play against Spurs. He played like the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something. So I didn't really get a chance to showcase against Spurs. But you look at just how he scored and like creative ways of like, I wouldn't have thought to shoot the near post when you had the far post. Like just being intelligent in the decisions he makes towards scoring or assisting. It's the kid's something else, man. ESTEVAO was interviewed, and there's a few quotes here from ESTEVAO that it does warm my heart because the kid's also like, unlike Lamine Yamal, who's kind of, living. What's the actual phrasing I want to use here? He's living that life. He's cashing in, I guess, right? He's blinging out and all that bullshit. that was some crazy unk energy. I'm not gonna lie, but the guy is just balling out right now, flashing the money, flashing the babes and the cars, and making rap music videos for his birthday, so on and so forth. I will not go further with what other controversies he's been involved in. But the kid doesn't seem to have a good head on his shoulders at the moment, needs more guidance. And with ESTEVAO, I feel like everyone's guiding him. He had this to say: "I'm so happy because I am already getting opportunities at Chelsea more than I expected. Hard work and dedication and training always pays off. Maresca trusts me a lot to play, even in a new country and league," he told Gig Global. And the fact that he's adapted so quickly also is another a very, very impressive factor, right? ESTEVAO moved to London with his father, mother, and sister. He lives in a house on the outskirts of Cobham where other athletes live, and spent a few days in a hotel. The club facilities, the city, and the environment impressed him. So he's had a really good impression so far in terms of like what's going on with the new environment he's living in London and in England, the new culture, learning a different language. Guys, I'm telling you, the fact that he hasn't even fully adapted and he's capable of doing what he's doing, give him a season. Give him a season. I'm telling you, as of right now, I'm saying it right now. I really, and I'm not afraid to say, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck. I stood on chess on a player that I genuinely believe has this raw talent and raw ability to do, and I think he's super gifted. I'm going to say it right now, and Chelsea fans, you could say it with me. I think we have a future Ballon d'Or winner, not just with Cole Palmer, also with ESTEVAO. And I won't be surprised and if a few years from now, both of them are competing for representing Chelsea for a Ballon d'Or. And I also think ESTEVAO might be the one to win it before Cole. It's hot takes, but I just think this kid's the truth. But let's start letting some people, callers, back in up here from backstage. Yo, Dark, how you doing, my man? How's it going? You there? Ruh-roh. Dark, you there? Hey, my man. Can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you right now if you're speaking. So big up everyone.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right. I know you're gonna say it. I'm glazing, but I think it's deserved glazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say wipe the corners real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like little drool dripping down in the beard.
Am I lying though? Am I lying? Am I getting too carried away?
No, he's a great player. He's a great player. I was just talking to my brother about it the other day. How you was saying we were telling him his numbers in the Brazilian league were better than Neymar's. Mm-hmm. And he was all calling us delusional and stuff. Now he's really seeing it. Oh,
he's seen the light.
Yeah, he's seen the light now. Yeah.
Bro, and listen, I've spoken to your brother. He's very like particular about certain players he likes. So for him to like ESTEVAO, I think that's a good sign. I think generally everyone likes this player, bro. Do you think he's a future Ballon d'Or winner? I feel like that's one that people are going to be like, "Yo,
where you're
blazing too hard." You know what? Let me just show you something. I didn't know this until I looked over this today. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea's deal with ESTEVAO includes a special Ballon d'Or clause, with Palmeiras set for a bonus if the Brazilian wins the award as part of a 65 million.
You know who else had a clause?
Wait, hey, all right, hold on.
Hold on, let me get the weights out. You know who I'm talking about.
He said, "Get the weights out." You mean the injections?
Yeah.
Oh man, nah. I genuinely feel this player does have the potential. With Mudryk, yo, we got shafted on that. Let's be real. Like if you look at Mudryk's history and like, oh, this guy hasn't really played that many games and all that stuff, you could be like, all right, come on now. This is we really got shafted on that one. That was a scam. But like I genuinely feel like this kid could potentially be like a Ballon d'Or winner, man. And I do think he could win it before Cole Palmer even. It's possible.
But
I mean, it's always
this is
possible.
where I
right?
don't want to
But,
like jump the gun, right? You know, you have a weapon,
yeah.
right? It's a fairly unknown weapon, right? You don't
Mhm.
want to spam it 24/7. I like what we have going with him, where he's our X factor off the bench.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause you can clearly see Enzo Maresca's playing into that, waiting, trying to get that 1-0, then making the subs to kill the game off. So I don't.
Yeah.
Obviously, we would all love to see him play more, but I think what he's doing right now for us, yeah, keep Neto out there, let him run down the wing and tire out the right back or left back, whatever side he comes on.
Mhm.
That's what I also love about him. He could play anywhere up there, front,
Yeah.
top, right.
Would you be able to tolerate a whole season like that though, where he's gonna be, because we're gonna have Cole Palmer back, right? So the way I'm seeing is like, imagine having that X factor on the pitch of Cole Palmer. He can change the game. He can win you a game. And then if that doesn't work, 65 minutes in or 45 minutes in the Champions League semi or something, we're behind. Bring on ESTEVAO against tired legs.
I think we should start bringing him on earlier. Like 15 minutes isn't enough. Maybe like 25, 30.
Yeah. But if we had to do that for the rest of the season, would you be upset with that, or you'd say, you know what, that's fine?
It depends.
Don't let his ego
if he's
get
really
into it.
like if he keeps the hot streak going of every game coming off the bench and doing something.
Yeah, he did
And you
have
gotta
7
start.
goals right now, man. He's doing some crazy shit. I forgot, what was the stat I just read earlier? He has 7 goals, 2 assists. He has 9 GNA. That's crazy, bro. 9 GNA, 11 games into the season. Or into the the regular league season. Obviously, we play more than that many. Bro, it's fine, Real Gems. These players get paid a lot of money. He knows he's coming with a reputation. Like, let's be real, because like people all over Brazil are fawning over this kid. Like, they were happy about Endrick in the beginning, and then as soon as Endrick went to Real Madrid, I feel like this kid just came out of nowhere. So I think the pressure, no matter how quiet we are or whatever, they're always gonna put pressure on ESTEVAO. It's just inevitable. At what point do you just decide, all right, time to put pressure on? Like, I don't think we have a say in this. If people want to hype him up, they want to hype him up. And listen, I'm a fan. At the end of the day, I'm a fan of Chelsea. I'm a fan of football. And if I see a baller, which I haven't seen a lot of lately, right? Because I feel like before Lamine Yamal, there wasn't really another player out there that was like as techie and as like Joga Bonito or whatever, especially from Brazil. You could make the case for maybe Vinicius, but he's fallen off completely in recent times. But you haven't seen that kind of baller since Ronaldo, prime Messi. So I think it's just inevitable. It's just going to happen. But let me get the other caller in. Remember, people, if you want to call into the show, the link to come onto the stream is pinned on the top of the chat, as well as in the description. CSE for life, man. Welcome back. Good to see you. How are we feeling about ESTEVAO, man? Am I getting ahead of myself, or is he the truth? Is he him?
Can you hear me?
For life. Yeah, we can hear you.
How does it sound? Does it sound alright?
I can hear you breathing a little bit, but I think if you distance the mic a little bit, you should be fine.
What about now? That's not me breathing, but it must be my mic. Can you hear me now?
It's a little crackly, but we can hear you.
Is it still crackly?
Yes.
Okay, give me a second. Let me see. Hold on.
All right. I'm just going to put you backstage for a minute. Sort that out. Just shoot me a message when you're set up there. I wanted to read a few more tweets I had on ESTEVAO as well. So one thing I got to say, criticism on ESTEVAO. And it's not even like a bad criticism. This is just part of development, right? He's going to have to... He can't stay this small at this level for forever. Like,
Why not though?
I don't know. I just feel like at some
Look at
point, the
Mahrez. He was a
physicality.
skinny, lengthy dude. As long as Palmer, another skinny, lengthy dude, I think he should just keep his body style. I don't really
But
see
like,
him getting bodied too much.
sure. I feel like right now, you know what worries me, Dark, is second season. Because
Oh yeah.
first season, Palmer, you could make an argument, all right, new to the scene, no one really knew how to play against him. They, doubled up on him, that didn't work. Then the Nani overlap and the overloads on the right, like that didn't, like, people couldn't figure out Palmer. Second season, you can make the argument, okay, they've seen him play, they know the threat he is, they're going to treat him seriously. Now they're going to really mark him, they're going to really foul him. And we could tell, like, the last season, there was a drop off from the Palmer we saw. There's a bunch of arguments you can make for it, but there was a drop off, right? Second season is what scares me with ESTEVAO. Whereas, okay, you're this new maverick on the scene. People are not really sure what to expect from you. And every time we do see him play, sometimes he's in the middle, sometimes he's on the right. He's doing the Meg here. Sometimes he's cutting inside. He's always changing it up. You can't guess what he's gonna do. The rainbow flick, like he's doing everything. So and unlike Vinicius, he's pulling it off. But so with him, it's just like, okay, what happens if they catch on to your game, and then next season, maybe something like the physicality that worries me because, this guy's chopsticks. He's chopsticks on that right wing.
Hey man, Neymar was chopsticks.
Yeah, I mean he was, but that was a different league though. You know what I mean? Like, in Barcelona, are they going to be as physical and is it going to be as competitive as? No disrespect to La Liga.
Air.
Mm-hmm.
So good. We'll see.
No, I guess.
I just don't want him to turn into a Adama Traore. You know what I'm saying?
No. Obviously, we don't want that. We don't want Adama Traore. But yeah, let's get CFC back on here. But I don't want it to be Adama Traore or anything like that. But at the same time, like, I do worry that you could put on a little bit of mass, right, and still keep most of your pace. I feel like right now he's got little to no muscle. He's just lean as hell. All he does is run. So I think putting a little bit of a oomph to it, some power to him, just to.
I mean, when his balls drop some more, he might put some weight on. So.
It could happen, bro. CFC for life. What are you saying, bro? Let's see if your mic sounds better.
All right, how does it sound now?
A little crackly, but it's still, we can hear you.
Still the same.
No, it's not the same. It's better. It's a little better, but you got a little crackle in there. That's it. It's tolerable. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, I think I can see how good ESTEVAO is. I feel like, he could be a future Ballon d'Or winner, but as the other gentleman was saying, I think Dark, basically, I don't want to put too much pressure and I don't want to kind of jump the gun too soon because number one, he's young. Yeah, he has got talent, which we can see, but I don't mind how we're kind of like putting him in slowly. And I think eventually, if he reaches that point, as you were saying, like, he's going to be one of the best players, he's going to be starting no matter what because he's that good. Because if you look at the level that Lamine Yamal reached, that was ridiculous to the point where he was doing it international and he was doing it in the club. So you couldn't deny it. So if ESTEVAO gets to that level, that's when you'll know he'll be there. I'm not saying he can't because he's got unbelievable potential, but I just want to kind of keep playing him and see the level he gets to. Because if you said like potentially to be better than Palmer, then he has to do crazy numbers that Palmer did in that first season, which was ridiculous. So he's got to be better than that.
Because I want to, like, now that you guys are here, I'm going to look up something. I kind of want to know how much GNA Cole Palmer had 11 games, like at this time last season, his first season. Because right now, ESTEVAO has 7 goals, 2 assists to his name, which is pretty impressive considering the amount of minutes he's played. And
It is.
being,
I don't disagree, but remember, Palmer was like instrumental. I'm talking goals. I'm not saying ESTEVAO isn't. I'm just saying Palmer was like the hub of everything we was doing. I'm not saying ESTEVAO isn't. So if ESTEVAO can get to that level, which was ridiculous, that what Palmer did in his first season, then there's no doubt. But I'm not gonna. The stats are really good at the moment. I'm not saying they're not, but I just want to keep seeing him play. Like if he plays against Barcelona, and then keep playing the more games, and he's instrumental where he's putting G&A every game, because Palmer was kind of doing that. Yeah, he was scoring penalties too, but he was very instrumental in what he was doing. Then there's no denying that ESTEVAO can be that level. But that's why I'm not going to say too much yet. But of course, there's massive potential.
All right, I just looked it up. Palmer, at this point last season, had 3 goals, 4 assists. So that's 7 GA.
Yeah, just 2 off.
Yeah, just 2 off. And you could even make the argument Palmer didn't get the chance to play in the Champions League. So there is that argument. So he's in that trajectory. That's why I'm like, if we're already having discussions, because first of all, like at the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie, us as fans, no matter what we do, the media is gonna put the pressure on. You guys hear it. You guys hear it. When we watch UCL, how much they glaze over this kid. Oh, every time he plays, he looks magnificent. He always looks like in the mood to get something going. Oh, you can run forever when you're 18. All the praise, everything. They always say it. So it's not just me, bro. It's everyone. Everyone's always talking highly about him. So there's already pressure on him. I'm just gonna say there's already pressure on the kid, especially because look at Endrick, bro. Endrick took the stray.
Like
Endrick took the stray for him, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got a good upbringing.
Bro, Dark, I remember when Endrick came on the scene. When Endrick got signed to Real Madrid, before he even kicked the ball, bro, I already saw like Adidas commercials for Endrick and all this. I'm like, God damn, he hasn't even kicked the ball. I haven't even seen one of those or anything like that for ESTEVAO. I feel like he's been insanely humble. So that's why, like, go ahead, CSC for life.
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say, ESTEVAO will know by like you see when Neymar came onto the scene. Yeah, he was ridiculous. Sure. Like absolutely ridiculous. I know ESTEVAO's got mad numbers, but Neymar turned into like Mr. Brazil, where he was the man, right? So if ESTEVAO's going to be that guy, I'm not saying he can't. I see massive potential. He'll be that guy. He'll be the guy that they turn to, Brazil. He'll be that, the talisman, the main man. Just like how Lamau, they like in Spain, they were passing him the ball in the Euros. They were giving him the ball. Just go do what you're doing. So for me, if he's that guy, he's going to show up in these tournaments. He's going to be that guy. So it's just a matter of time, isn't it? So the whole world will see where they can't deny it. Where just like Lamau, you can't deny it when he was just killing it everywhere. International club, no one can say anything. So ESTEVAO, if he does the same thing, then he's going to get his powers anyway. Because you're right, he does get his powers in the media, kind of some media anyway. So it's just a matter of time. So for me, I think it's going to benefit him when Palmer comes back, because then that will make him elevate even more, because Palmer will find those passes for him to run into where he doesn't have to do everything himself all the time. So I feel that when Palmer comes back, it will make him even better. And then if them two link up, then everyone's going to see it anyway. So it's a good thing. It's a great thing to have him at the club, to be fair.
Damn. I'm thinking about that link up play.
But his first test, I need him to play against Barcelona. I need him to come off the bench. I need him. That's the first test. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Yo, I was gonna sound so arrogant. I'm gonna say it anyways. You think Barcelona's the first test, bro?
That's the one where the glaze will come in if you actually.
Because
Yeah,
right now
Champions League.
Barcelona are in dire
Yeah.
straits. But yeah, champion. Yeah, I mean, to be
Big
fair,
in it.
yeah.
Everyone.
No, it's true. It's true. I think yeah, I agree. Like Barcelona's a really good test. I feel like we're gonna beat Barcelona because high line for life, Spanish edition seems to be going on over there. I think Arsenal's gonna be the biggest test.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah.
what? As
A
well.
team that can defend. Can you break down? Because I'm not saying they play a low block, but when they're defending a low block. So if you can break that down with people glazing over Gabriel, Saliba, best center back pairing in the world,
And they're gonna break the defensive. If I hear that shit one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose.
Dark, you have no idea. If I just go on my TL on X, the amount of Arsenal fans on my TL, ever since they got life and they hit first place, my TL just they talk a lot, bro. Arsenal fans are loud, so much so that it invaded. I used to just get a bunch of Chelsea haters amongst the fan base. It's been overtaken by Arsenal fans. It's crazy. It's crazy. The glaze is insane. But I feel like that would be a good test, right? But on to something that CFC was mentioning, and I think it's a good thing to bring up in terms of what we were talking about, like pressure on the kid. I don't think us as Chelsea fans are gonna put that much pressure on him that he can't handle. But one thing I will say is I feel that he might get that from Brazil. If you guys remember the amount of pressure that Neymar had to be as great as Ronaldo, be as great as Ronaldinho, be that next, legend.
Yeah.
Legend of Brazil, like the next Maradona level legend, like Pele, right? And even till this day, you'll have a bunch of Brazilians that will debate you, and people who enjoy South American ball debate you and say like, no, he's never gonna live up and fill up the shoes that Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Pele has. Obviously, other people will debate that he has, but in considering, I don't think he's ever won a World Cup. And I think that was the biggest thing that held him back, is he never won a World Cup. Do y'all think that because of the way this is going, I feel like Brazil is kind of banking on him to be the next one to take Brazil to the promised land, right? Which is winning the World Cup. Do y'all feel that maybe that pressure could potentially crumble him? We're talking about two different people. There's Neymar, who you kind of know his attitude, and this kid. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think anything gets to him, man. This guy smiles way too much for anything. I don't even think he knows
He's
what's
just
going
happy
on.
all
He's
the
just
time.
happy to be there. I don't even think he realizes what's going on. He's just here to play.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. That's valid. I just imagine just like they just point and ask him to do things. He's like, all right, I don't know what the hell you asked me for. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do something. CFC for life. What do you think about that though? Maybe the Brazil team is where the pressure comes from.
Yeah, of course he's going to get pressure because of, as you just mentioned, all them legends. So, and Brazil were meant to be like winning these things anyway, because back in the day, they were always contending or always getting really far. So the expectation is going to be massive for him. But it's hard to say because he's probably not been in that scenario where everyone's relying on him. Do you get what I mean? Because he's young, he's free, the moment. Because he's just getting to that stage where it's going to be stardom. So if he starts becoming crazy and performing, that's when you get more pressure. That's when you get fans getting onto you because they expect you to win them, World Cups and qualifiers and get through to, the stage. So that's when we'll see if he's built for it. We really don't know from the outside because he's kind of just a young kid enjoying his football. So it's kind of hard to say if he's ready for it or not. Time will tell. It's even coming at Chelsea. That's a different type of pressure as well. Because if we then start relying on him Because imagine this, he starts the next 10, 15 games, for instance, and he doesn't perform, right? And say he goes through a bad patch. How does he handle that? Like, I don't think that will ever happen, but I'm just saying, giving you a scenario. If that was to ever happen, could he get through that? We don't know, because he's never really been put in that pressure, or he's never had fans expecting him to score us the winner, win us the game. So it will be interesting to see if he can handle it. Yeah, he looks like he can, but it's hard to say when you're in that, that predicament.
Yeah, and I know it's early doors, but it's one of those things that, because I feel like he has such a different attitude just in life in general versus like a Neymar, who he was great. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but people always had a bit of a problem with his, how he behaves himself outside of football, with the whole party life and all this and that. You know how people get when it comes to like big superstars, and even to an extent they were, actually not even. I never heard Ronaldo or Messi have that kind of criticism. But when you have these players to like, this is the standard, bro, that's a really high standard to live up to.
You got to remember, yeah, they become famous and then they become super famous where you can't even go anywhere and everyone's following you. So that's a different stage where he's getting all types of women coming after him, models, ladies, fine ladies. That's what he's got to have to deal with. Now, we don't know if he can handle it. He might be able to, because you're right. He could go down the Ronaldinho route. He was the party animal. He could play, but he loved to, go out on nights out and the ladies. So it kind of depends what type of person he is and when he's growing. Look at Lamau, as you were saying. He's getting to that stardom stage now. So he's getting all these models and all these women. So it's a tough one.
Do you guys think Yamal's career is heavily being affected right now due to that outside noise and outside, like the glamour and the paparazzi and all the attention? Because he's right now he's going through a tough slump right now, and Barcelona are losing game in, game out.
Hey man, you opened your mouth against Real Madrid, you couldn't back it up. Now look like that.
True.
It's like, yeah, man. I'm more disappointed in Lewandowski. Like, you have an elder there, you gotta teach him the way. Like, he's a Ballon d'Or winner, basically. You gotta do a little better there, I think. But nah, yeah, he looks like he's gonna go. He's young.
Okay.
He's living his life.
That I hear what you're saying though, but I feel like that's a difficult one, because imagine we're like 17, 18, right? Are all of us going to be that sensitive if we've got the money, the fame, and the girls?
No,
I'm indulging. Are you crazy?
That's what I'm saying. Even if my captain's telling me to, I may not listen anyway, because I'm like, bro, I want to live my life. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You see how bad she? No, I'm just kidding. I'm already picturing it, man. No, I can't lie. The way ESTEVAO's been raised is good. I can't replicate that, bro. I'd be sinning all over the spot, bro. just like the amount of money I'd be dishing out, just flagrantly. Oof, bro. I feel like I'd have to go to church, bro, just because of that. But yeah, like, I get it, man. It's when you're that young, it's tempting as shit, bro. It really is. You got that much money, you buying all your homies PS5s and gaming consoles. Like,
oh yeah,
we're all playing EAFC, bro. We got the latest copy, Ultimate Edition, and everything. I buy it for all you guys. I buy it for the homies.
Points, I got you.
Yeah, bro, the amount of FIFA points you probably be going through. You buying the best package, you got the best players, and you still rank 11, bro. Oof.
That's actually why I feel like football's dangerous, yeah, because when you start off with nothing and then you become something in an instant, your life's changed. So you don't even know how to react, because 1 minute you wasn't a star and the next minute you're a star and you've got all this money and fame. It's so hard to adjust, and then everyone's watching you, everyone's commenting on you, so it's not easy.
Bro, but this is why, like, I'm glad Dart pointed this out, like, because he said, like, yo, you got Lewandowski there to can maybe like guide you in the right direction with Lamine Yamal. Bro, every time I see anything with ESTEVAO, like, he's always got an arm on his shoulder. Like, someone's watching out for him, especially the Brazilian one.
Was there, yeah.
Like, yeah, like look at right now, João Pedro, for example. Sometimes training is too long for ESTEVAO, and he feels ESTEVAO, and he feels tired before the gym. I don't always need to do the gym, but I go with him because it's very important for him. He knows how physical the Premier League is, and me and André Santos push him. So, like, André Santos, who I'm telling you right now, future captain of Brazil. He's got that leadership, but he was already captaining the under 21s, I think. So he's going to be a future leader. João Pedro, experienced vet of the Prem at this point, and it's we don't see it yet, right? But like we know he's not fully adapted. Like ESTEVAO, he comes on, it's like an injection of energy. This guy's sprinting, like permanently has that R2 just stuck. He just sprint everything, but when you play him 90 minutes, you can tell by the end of 90 minutes he's shot. He's exhausted. You got no legs in him anymore because this guy's been working. Eventually he'll get past it. He'll build up the endurance and all that stuff. But you got people like João Pedro looking out for him. Enzo, Caicedo, all these guys. You listen to them speak, and every single one of them is telling you how special this guy is. Reece James, there you go, like our leader, our captain. He had this to say. Well, ESTEVAO said this about Reece. I can't help but mention the Brazilians who helped me a lot, the Spanish too, because the language is similar, and Pedro Neto, who is Portuguese, but an Englishman who always helped me even before I arrived was Reece James. He's a spectacular guy who always talked to me since I arrived here on the field. We kind of played together, so he's always talking to me. Before they had to translate, but now I'm able to communicate better with him. Besides being the captain, he's one of the pillars of the team, and I was very happy with all the support that not only he but everyone in the group gave me. I just
look how he talks, man. Just look how SL be talking. Like,
yeah, he's just hella humble.
Yeah,
like I'm not worried about this guy. I don't think he's gonna get carried away. You know, like, but and when you see him train, bro, he's laughing, he's smiling, he's just happy to be playing football. Like, bro, we live in a world where everyone's got like mobile games and Fortnite and all this shit. Like, footballers ain't taking their careers as seriously as they used to. You got Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, all Fortnite parties into the wee hours of the night, then showing up tired as fuck and not running. Chalaba, he's in there too. Tomori was probably in there, even for AC Milan. Bro, these guys weren't serious, bro. I feel like this kid goes home, prays, goes to bed, has a good meal.
With the ball like this as a pillow. You know
sleeps with the ball as a pillow. He's got the poster of the Ballon d'Or, aspiring, studying the game. And then he prays, goes to bed, wakes up, prays, goes to training, comes back, and that's it. Like, that's all there is to life. Be happy, dance with the family, enjoy. Speaking of Glazer Festival, I got the number one Glazer in the house. CP, big up. But
big up.
I feel like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He really does. From what we spoke earlier, the one thing that worries me, and CP, you could probably speak on this, is the pressure of living up to former Brazilian players who have won the World Cup. And I think that was something that put a stain on Neymar's name. I think it's always been that 50-50 debate of, is he one of the greats for Brazil? And I would say yes, he is, even though he didn't win the World Cup. But that pressure was always there. CP, what do you think on that for this kid, ESTEVAO?
Oh, that's gonna be for every Brazilian ever, right? Like, every Brazilian that's a superstar. That's what Vini right now. That's what Vini, Rodrigo. Like, that's even a slight towards Thiago Silva. Like, actually, Brazil itself had changed. Had a negative opinion of Thiago Silva after the 2014 World Cup.
Oh, is that the one where they got lambasted?
Yes, even though he wasn't there. Even though he wasn't there for, he was injured. Him and Neymar were injured because Casemiro Colombia decided to fucking destroy Neymar's back, like literally pause,
Yeah.
like literally, like I was so pissed as a Brazil fan. I was gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, that was
CP.
crazy. That was like a
CP.
paralyzing tackle. Right
Yeah,
there.
that was.
CP, you know who was playing in that game?
I know David Luiz. You don't have to tell. I know your agenda. You don't. Want, I know you. You try to act like I don't know your
Why would
freaking
you do
players,
that?
bro.
We all remember him crying after the game.
Bro, I know you. I know what you're gonna do.
I'm
Brothers,
joking,
come on,
bro.
Like,
Everyone holds it on that game.
like,
Yeah, go ahead.
you know who also there? Freaking Donny Alves and Marcelo named some of the best wing back fullbacks.
Wasn't what's his face? Mike Cohn. Mike Cohn was still on that team, right?
Who?
Mike Cohn. Mike Cohn was in that team.
No, Mike Cohn wasn't in the 2014 team.
Oh, okay. I'm
2010. The goalkeeper was Julio Cesar one last time. One last time. Let's run it back. Because Alisson hadn't gone up the ranks. He was still at Roma building up, and then Edison wasn't really like discovered either. So I get that. Anyways, with regards to the pressure, that's gonna be something he has to deal with. He's very similar to I know some people know this, Kaká. So if you know anything about Kaká in terms of he's also very like God-fearing and so forth. So even when he joined AC Milan, right, with R9 there and Ronaldinho and everything, those guys used to go to the nightclubs while he didn't partake in any of those sins, right? So they used to make fun of him at the time a little bit at slight digs, but he's very similar to that. That's what I think of ESTEVAO as, similar to Kaká in that aspect. So that's why I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah, so you're not concerned about like the pressure that Brazil
It's gonna happen to every Brazilian dude. And Neymar's dealt with that his whole life. Vinny's dealing with that since he became the best player. It's good. That's what you are. That's the country you're raised in.
It's also Brazilian attackers as well, because like
Yeah.
you look at what they have to follow. Like it's kind of different for like midfielders and like defenders, because obviously there's still pressure, but like you look at the number 9 situation, right? They haven't had a good number 9 since Ronaldo. Like the closest they came, you could argue before he fell off a cliff, was Pato.
I would probably say Luis Fabiano when he was still in Sevilla.
But like
in
these are the levels we're dealing with, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about guys who retired. Say again.
No, Adriano was
Adriano
between Luis Fabiano and Pato.
Yeah, Adriano was in the team with Ronaldo. Like
in 2006 until 2008, and then his father died. So
so like that's kind of what we're dealing with here in terms of that's how far back you have to go back to like find a striker that was capable, and you see who they've had since: Fred, Joe, Richarlison.
Fake Brazilians.
But Firmino, who was never really a striker.
No,
Hulk wasn't a striker. Hulk was good, but he was never a striker. But it's like those are the levels that we're currently dealing with. And there's probably more I'm forgetting. So like, there's just a level of like, when it comes to Brazilian attackers, because of what they've got to follow and the levels you saw from the players, there's always going to be that level of like pressure. Like you saw with Neymar, even though there is a case to be made. Obviously, trophy argument doesn't help, but in terms of what he's actually done, numbers wise and just quality, there's an argument to be made. Neymar is the best Brazilian player ever, but he probably won't make that argument because he probably won't win that argument because he didn't win the trophies. And that was always, it's a similar thing with like the Messi and Ronaldo thing in terms of internationally. That's always going to be something that's used to hurt them, because they didn't win as much as they should have. Now that isn't always down to them as players, and I think I think Marshall, you brought up about like Brazil winning stuff. That won't be down to ESTEVAO. Like respect, like unless he's the best player in the world, and I'm talking better than Messi levels, which like I don't think he's going to be currently based on what we've seen, and it's way too early to tell anyway. It's impossible for him alone to win Brazil anything, because we've seen with Neymar, we've seen with other Ronaldo, for example, these guys can't alone win their their countries international trophies. Like, I'm gonna be honest, people may disagree. I don't think Ronaldo really had much to do with Portugal winning that Euros. Personally,
no. He got carried.
He didn't. He was the top goal scorer. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's carried.
Say again.
Ronaldo
Yeah,
was
let's say
top
he's
goal scorer in that tournament. He wasn't carried, brother. He
Oh,
wasn't
first.
carried.
But you saw with like the Messi one recently, that one you would say like he dragged his team to winning that World Cup,
Yeah, yeah.
like especially for
I-
some games. And so that's what he's dealing with in terms of. And even then, that Argentina team was still like semi like competent in terms of.
yeah.
Might not been the best team, but that team was at least set up to like, okay, just give the ball to Messi and we can just do everything else we need to in terms of defending. And
Like-
so unless the Brazil team is set up in that way that means ESTEVAO and whoever else they've got can do that, they're not going to win. But that won't be a slight on him.
Like, you know what I thought of when you said that, Scott? I thought of like that Argentina team that won the World Cup isn't like player for player isn't better than the France team that won it prior.
No,
Yeah.
I think the French team that won it prior was filled with superstars. And I'm not
100%.
saying that I'm not saying Brazil is anywhere near what it used to be in terms of like, you know, player for player, pound for pound, having great players in that team. But I do think there's enough quality in that team where you can like, because let's be real, like for example, this season, we've seen Casemiro turn it around, right? We all thought he was washed, but it seems like he's now earned a place back into Brazil's team. There are some individual players in that Brazilian team that you're saying, like, if used correctly, could probably get you somewhere in the World Cup. I'm thinking right now, as of right now, I think kind of how Lamine Yamal made his statement to the world, like, yo, I'm one of the best in this world right now in that Euros. I feel the same thing is going to be inevitable for ESTEVAO in this World Cup. Whether he wins it or not, I'm not confident he will, but I think he's going to have a good World Cup. And I think his impact in the World Cup is going to help Brazil tremendously. Not like a carry job like Leo Messi, but kind of like how Kylian Mbappe impacted that French team. But everyone kind of
No, brother. I you just called me the biggest loser. What was that, brother? What was that,
yeah, I'll be real,
bro?
Yeah, but
I'm the ESTEVAO advocate, and I'm like, what the hell did he just say?
Yeah, respectfully, that's not happening. And I love ESTEVAO, but like you're talking about a guy like Mbappe at the time was arguably the best player in the whole world. Like that's the level he was performing at, both for club and country. ESTEVAO, for as talented as he is yet to reach that level for his club. Mainly because he doesn't play as much, but he's nowhere near that level for his club. I'm not expecting him to reach that internationally. And then, at the end of the day for him internationally at the moment, it's just about staking a place in that Brazil team long term.
Yeah.
Because
he got called up.
The amount
He's
of
there right
they've
now
got-
with Richarlison, though, guys.
Yeah, but like in terms of like a regular starter, because at the moment,
Yeah.
of all the wingers that start, there's one lockdown winger currently, whether you think he
Rafinha.
should be in that team or not. Actually, when the starters
Yeah,
are
when he's
set in
healthy.
stone then currently, whether you agree with it or not. He is then one of the backups if everyone's fit, and it's up to him to a point to take one of those other two guys' place. One, it might be hard personally in terms of how he's played or when he's playing and how he played recently. The other one's up for grabs, to be fair. So yeah, it's up to him to just perform. And
But you know where my logic and confidence comes from is that it could be him. And I guess you can take it with a pinch of salt, but like I feel like part of what makes a player that kind of a player is seeing moments where he single-handedly carried a team, right? Again, when he was at Palmeiras, he was doing that on a constant. He was single-handedly carrying Palmeiras. Fine, that's a Brazilian league. You could say whatever you want. I feel like this season there have been games where ESTEVAO was like, I'm gonna win this game. Like Liverpool was one of those examples where he came on and I'm like, I'm trying to create something. We're gonna win this. I'm knocking on the door. I think he had a similar impact with Ajax to an extent. Not even Ajax, but like maybe Karabakh. He was the one that scored the goal and kind of got the ball rolling for us, and then maybe didn't have the loudest night that night. But like there's been examples where I'm like, Okay, I can see ESTEVAO doing a carry job even at this level, kind of like how Cole Palmer did for us during Poch.
I'm
I think,
telling you right now, no.
yeah,
Go ahead, CSC for
I
I
life.
think
think he's a moments player. He gives us
the
great
sample
moments.
size, the sample size ain't big enough. Like, we haven't
Mhm.
seen it 15 games against Man City, against Arsenal, you know, like big games where he's winning it for us, and then
That's
then
valid.
you got to see him do it for Brazil. That's massive when you got Vinicius, Rafinha, all these other guys. Like, yeah, I'm not saying he can't do it, but can I really put like money down to say he's going to do it or he's going to be like, all right? It's kind of hard to say right now. He could, but I haven't
I
really
mean,
seen enough.
if I was a betting man, I would be, I would probably take that risk. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
But in the
wouldn't. I
movie-
wouldn't. He's not starting for Brazil. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, he's not starting right now, Brazil.
I'm telling you right now. Vinny's going to start in the 10. Rafinha's going to start either as Vinny's going to start on the left. Rafinha's either going to start in the 10 if Neymar's not healthy. If
Mhm.
Neymar's healthy, Neymar's going to start in the 10, and then Rafinha's going to be on the right.
Yeah, and if it's not Rafinha, it's Rodrigo probably right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
They play like a dub, like it might even be João Pedro to be honest, before ESTEVAO in the 10.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
And is there any chance that he might have a cameo similar to like how Messi kind of made his cameo for World Cup football, where he kind of just came on? I forgot what game it was. He came on as a sub. He made his debut.
Enzo? You could say Enzo.
No, not Enzo. No, Leo Messi.
Well,
I specifically remember. I think it was against Mexico? Was it 2006 when he made his debut for the World
Oh,
Cup?
you're talking about that. Okay.
Yeah, like he was 18 at the time or something like that. I don't remember too well, to be fair. It was a very long time ago. But he kind of made his debut, and then from there,
I think he'll be the first name up. He'll be similar to how he's performing for us here right now, which is he's the first sub.
yeah, that's fair. I think there's a lot that can change between now and the World Cup is in June, so between now and the end of the season. Obviously injuries and all that stuff. Hopefully, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. But I'll put it out there. I do think between now and the end of the season, ESTEVAO will earn a spot in that Brazilian team.
starting.
Yeah, I don't think it. Like, are you talking starting or actually like in the squad?
No, like an actual starter.
Yeah, I disagree.
He's not starting.
Yeah.
But for him to start, Marshall, for him to start,
Mm-hmm.
multiple things have to happen. Number one is he has to become a regular full-time starter for us. That's the first thing before anything. I think that's probably the easiest thing for him to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
When he becomes the starter is a different question, but he has to become a regular full-time starter. The second thing is he has to be putting up performances and numbers comparable with those he's competing with. Again, that might be easy to achieve in one sense because Vinny is playing like shit at the moment and Rafinha is injured, I believe.
Mm.
But the other thing is the other players have to be putting in such a shit performance that they are then dropped. They lose the trust of the manager.
But
I don't
even
see
think
that
it needs to be that because, like, right now we were reading it earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got, and you can, obviously you make the argument.
Marshall, can I ask you a question?
Palmer didn't have European football, but right now he's a 9 GNA. And
Marshall,
all the
can I
games
ask you a
he's played
question?
at this point. Yeah, go ahead.
Who is England's best midfielder, would you say, right now?
I'll probably have to give it to Rice for England.
Cool. Who's England's second best midfielder, currently speaking right now?
Jude? You want to count Jude the 10 position as a midfielder?
Was not the answer I was expecting you to say, and I would also heavily disagree.
Okay.
Where would you? Okay, let me ask you a better question. Where would you rank Wharton in terms of England midfielders?
Like 8-6 position? We're excluding
Yeah.
Cam?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, then I probably would have to say probably top 5.
I would say he's probably the second best English midfielder currently speaking in the Prem. When was the last time he was called up internationally?
I can't recall. I don't think he.
Cool. That's my point.
Last season.
Even if ESTEVAO puts up numbers and puts up performances, the thing he has to gain to become a regular starter or the other players have to lose is the trust of the manager. We're talking about Rafinha and Vinny, who have played when they are fit mostly every game. Like, they are the regular starters when both fit. And when they're not fit, it's usually Rodrigo that comes off the bench or is in the team's in their position. So that's what he's competing with. Not saying he doesn't have the ability to become the starter, because I think based on form, he probably deserves to be the starter over Vinny, because Vinny's been that shit. But it's about earning the trust of the manager. And for me, the best thing that can happen for him right now is him just being in the squad. So if he's in the squad, then he's going to get chances, you know? He came off the bench against Japan. He started, I want to say, the game before. Don't remember who the fuck they played. In the most recent international break. That's the most important thing for him internationally. This World Cup is not going to be his World Cup. I'll be honest, probably even the next World Cup won't be his World Cup. It'll be the World Cup after.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
All the Copa America, not the next one, the one after, because I've been, 6 years?
I think next World Cup's his World Cup. He'll be 22.
Potentially.
Or no, he'll be 23.
Anyway, but again, that's going to depend on like the age of the other guys as well, and who's in the attack and where he's playing at, ultimately.
Yeah, but this World Cup's like a very similar to Messi thing. It's Neymar's last chance. If he's fit enough, they're going to play him. It's going to be one last time. One last time with Neymar.
Are they really going to do one last time with Neymar? Is that true?
What?
Are they really going to run with Neymar one more time?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Or would they not?
That's crazy. No,
yeah, why would
this
they
guy
not?
can't stay fit, bro.
I know, that's what
he's
I'm saying.
Getting booed off at Santos games.
If he's fit enough, yeah, I know. They're gonna do that regardless because they're getting relegated. Because they were expecting him to carry them, but also he was injured, and then that team is shit anyways. Like, I don't know what fucking miracle worker they were thinking at the age of like for an injured prone player. So that's stupidity on them. But yeah, if he's healthy enough, they'll run it one last time. Because he still has a technical ability. It's just he'll need the runners beside him.
CFC for life. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say the only way ESTEVAO can really start, is like what Scott said. He has to do a mad performance where, because of his age, he has to outshine people so much that there's no denying that he has to start. Like, he has to have a crazy season where he's like the player of the season, the young player of the season. The numbers are ridiculous. He's scoring in the Champions League, big games, you know, like knockout stages, knocking out Barca, knocking out Madrid, you know, making those kind of statements. That's where I think he could possibly be a starter. But if the other guys come back, the regulars, it's going to be hard unless he impresses the manager, the Brazilian manager, where when he's starting for Brazil or when he comes off the bench, he has to impress that manager that by scoring or assisting.
Just remember, you're talking about Don Carlo. Do you think Don Carlo looks at the talent and goes, you know what? I need someone that can get me goals. He likes his goal scorers. He makes them. I mean, to be fair, he's had Vinicius before, right? Like, so he knows how to work with Vinicius. He knows how to work with the Real Madrid tangent. I guess with me, and going based on what you said, and Scott even alluded to this, like right now on form, we would all make the argument he deserves to play over all the other people who are currently starting. You got Rafinha, who's not fit. You out?
No, one objection.
Oh, okay.
About Arda Güler, like, he's another young player. Carlo Ancelotti didn't play him. He was playing him out game time minutes, and we all know he has quality.
Is there a reason why he didn't play him? I don't know. Because you're right. I feel like he had preferences, and that's where it goes against my argument, right? He does seem to. Maybe Don Carlo does prefer the more experienced players, but man, like on that right wing, if Rafinha's not fit, it's really between Rafinha and ESTEVAO. I don't even know if Rodrigo, like, is he worth mentioning? Like, is he playing enough to be worth, like, I would even say ESTEVAO's having more of an impact than Rodrigo currently.
You're saying Rodrigo certified side man? Is that what you're saying?
Might be. He might be. And ESTEVAO may have made that more official, to be honest. So on that right wing, to me, it's like I think it's a coin toss between Rafinha and ESTEVAO. Like, if we're talking about actual competition. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking waffling. Who the fuck knows?
I think it's hard to say, yeah, because if I give you an example of Cole Palmer's first season for Chelsea, yeah, he done all that numbers, and he wasn't even guaranteed to start.
But I get that. I do get that because I knew someone was going to bring that up at some point. But don't you guys? But that wasn't just him, right? Like, Southgate had a problem starting anyone that had a good season. People were making the argument for Kobe Mainoo.
Well, technically, that season he broke out was also when Bellingham was like probably the third best player on form. Madrid had just won the Champions League, and he was like their false nine striker. And then that same season, in another camp, you had Phil Foden, who literally won Player of the Season. So I can understand why.
He had a horrible tournament. I remember that.
No, I agree, but that's why he got starting minutes. Like, you're not going to put Jude. You're not kicking Jude out because he was literally part of a side that won, and he was the second most important player because Mbappe wasn't there, so it was him and Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Foden, who also, once again, when Arsenal were 92% in the league or whatever shit, he was the best player in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had Saka as well.
Yeah, so like
True.
I can understand in a sense.
But I think again that's the thing we talk about with like Palmer, like, and this goes back to my point earlier about earning the trust of the manager. New managers come in and he still isn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when he's been fit, he's not the starter. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's Bellingham or it's Foden or whatever. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think the biggest thing for ESTEVAO right now in terms of if he wants to play in the World Cup, I don't think he's going to, but if he wants to, there's two things. Number one is internationally, he just has to keep playing well. That's the first thing, because he'll still be called into the squad because there are options outside of the two guys we mentioned. It's like Rodrigo, not really playing. Martinelli is playing, is actually playing well, but it's Martinelli. Like, there's a ceiling on that. That's about it currently.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, for him, he has to perform for us at a level that gets noticed. Because that's the other thing I wanted to mention as well, because you were talking about like the pressure with ESTEVAO earlier and whatnot. I agree with something that Vate said, actually. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with ESTEVAO when there's real pressure on him. Currently, there's not really any pressure. Like, there's pressure in terms of internally in Chelsea, but bro, he's not on the. He's got nowhere near the same pressure that he would have if he was currently playing for Real Madrid or for Barcelona. Like, he's got nowhere near the same pressure.
We definitely saw how that worked out for Endrick. He's now rumored to.
So it's going to be interesting if he's playing at a level, not necessarily the same level that Palmer performed at in his debut season, because I don't think anyone can replicate that, but to a similar level.
But that's what I'm saying, though, Scott. We looked at the GNA earlier. He's got 2 more GNA than Palmer did at this point in the season. You can make the argument.
Year, that was last year, though. No.
That was the breakout season. When I checked,
you said last year when you mentioned.
No, the breakout season.
Okay.
So I looked it up. It was the breakout season. I did 23-24, not 24-25. The breakout season. Actually, I have it right here. Yeah, I counted it. Yeah, 23-24. So on his breakouts, and listen. I'm not going to get too carried away either, because ESTEVAO has the advantage that he played UCL ball and we didn't have any European football that season. So ESTEVAO had more games technically to make an impact than Palmer. But he's got 2 more GNA than Palmer did at this point during Palmer's breakout season 2 seasons ago. So technically he's ahead, of course, of Cole Palmer in terms of like being that X factor. But I was talking to Dark at the same time, like, okay, that's this season. Let's see how next season it affects him, because, now you figured out how to play against ESTEVAO, like kind of how Cole Palmer's previous season, last season, wasn't as impactful as the first season, because you can make the argument they figured out how to play him. But Scott, like, to your point, I was just saying, like, right now, he is having that trajectory. He's on that course, and he's ahead of course in terms of what Palmer did when he broke out for Chelsea. So that's why I'm getting like this confidence that I'm like, okay, this guy might be him. He might be that player. Shut the fuck up.
What?
No, Dark just, making gestures.
Well, he is Mr. Joao Felix, so it's okay, man. Don't.
Oh
take it-
my God, chill.
With the pinch of salt. With the pinch of salt. Remember this.
Don't make me get the kid out. All right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you know, what I'm saying it's we can.
I know. I ruined that pink kid we got with his name on the side.
Oh, you got the pink kid too. Goddamn.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned Joao Felix's Al Nassr goals, man. I'm surprised.
Oh,
he hasn't-
don't worry. He's
Oh
over there
my God,
cooking.
you're
He's
shaming
doing
me.
his thing. You don't
Now
need
are you gonna send me a clip of Ronaldo saying, "Hey, the Saudi league is as hard as the Spanish league"? You're gonna give me that bullshit now, aren't you? You're gonna do that to me, aren't you? I know this. I know you. I know you, Dirk. I know.
But yeah, he has 9 GNA in all comps, 7 goals, 2 assists. And right now he's already breaking records. He has the fastest goal for a substitute for Chelsea in history, and the only Brazilian in UCL, or the only South American in UCL, to have scored in 2 consecutive Champions League matches. Potentially,
At his age,
at his age, it potentially could be 3 if he plays against Barca. So like he's already putting up really impressive numbers and really impressive stats. That's why, and again, I think his mindset, being the God-fearing man, and everyone just has their arm around his shoulder. Like again, like even experts, or not experts, our legends coming out and saying Aspi is excited for ESTEVAO. Like everyone's speaking so highly of him, so that's why. I don't know.
Sounding like you. Damn, Dave. Okay. ESTEVAO.
Aspi's believing, bro. I'm believing too. See, I'm ready.
That's a lot of pressure.
I'm getting ahead of it. No, CFC for life. If ESTEVAO wins the Ballon d'Or and he comes out in a speech and he's gonna come out and say, "Shout out Casually FC for putting that pressure on me to keep going," then you know what? Kudos. It doesn't matter. Like,
what the fuck?
I'm just saying, like, you could say, us as fans can say, "Oh, we're putting pressure." It don't matter, because if the player's there, the media is gonna beat us to it. The media is always gonna glaze it and say, "You already see it, guys. We see it every game. Every game, they're like, everyone's watching with excitement. The crowd is cheering on. Scott witnessed it firsthand as well. I witnessed it firsthand. Like, the pressure's there, essentially. ESTEVAO, I think, understands. I think he'll be okay. All right, here we go, Calm. The Enzo hater. Don't hype ESTEVAO too much. Way he plays reminds me of Come on.
Oh hell no! Oh hell!
Come on.
That's nuts. That's actual nuts.
Come on. I'm even gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you meant like Man City Sterling, obviously, but like even still, come on, bro.
That's crazy.
That
Marshall,
man's still
did-
at Arsenal? Where is he at? I forget.
Oh, he
He's still here.
Oh,
he's still here. He actually got robbed, bro.
Who?
His house got robbed again. Raheem
Whose house got
Sterling.
robbed again?
Raheem Sterling.
Oh,
Yeah. He was actually there when it happened. I feel really bad for him. Hopefully him and his family are okay. But yeah, he got robbed again.
In America, we would have had them always waiting for him.
Yeah, exactly.
that's crazy.
That's why we say this, people. You guys will be the first to complain if he doesn't reach expectation as another Sterling/Pedro level winger. Good player still. I just don't think it's going to happen with this kid. I really don't. At no point have I seen, like, yeah, I think João Pedro's goal in the Club World Cup against Fluminense was absolutely brilliant. And even the goal against PSG. But, like, what I'm seeing from ESTEVAO, last-minute winners against ex-champions Liverpool. Brilliant goal. Who else did we play? He had a brilliant goal in. It doesn't matter. Like, my point being is that, like, he's creating out of thin air and doing all these moves and just highlight reels that, like, I've not seen from João Pedro. Yeah, João Pedro plays beautiful ball, Sterling at some points, had some nice goals, but they're not like wowing me like ESTEVAO's been wowing us. So it's totally different, eye test. Palmer has higher ceiling than ESTEVAO, especially at Chelsea. ESTEVAO can't even handle this cold. I mean, you might not be wrong about the cold, but like,
I disagree because you're talking about a Cole Palmer who got to our club at 21 while ESTEVAO's at 18. So
ESTEVAO currently, if you don't know, ESTEVAO currently has 2 more GNA than Palmer had at this point of the season. I'm putting it out there. I think he might win the Ballon d'Or before Cole Palmer.
oh my fucking god damn.
Yeah. You guys know how I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve as a fan. So like there's no
Wear it somewhere else. Hide it. Please hide it. Hide it. Wear it somewhere else. Fuck off. God.
No, I think
Why?
give it a few seasons, we'll have Palmer and ESTEVAO competing for Ballon d'Ors.
This guy.
Sure. Yeah, whatever you say, bro.
God damn it, man. I hate this guy.
I'm a fan. What can I say? I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Listen, just to let you guys know, so you can take it with a pinch of salt. Last time I got excited for like a player, one of those players was Kai Havertz, and that didn't lead to shit.
Oh,
so.
fucking God. Why did you
For all
say
we know,
this?
I could be totally wrong.
God, this is why Kama's gonna use this shit, man. Don't. God damn.
No, it's all good, man. I'll take the bullet for Chelsea fans.
God damn.
Not that they deserve that I take a bullet for them, but it's okay.
What was his first season for us? It was 23-24, wasn't it?
Palmer?
Yeah, Palmer.
Yeah.
Yes, 23-24. That's what I'm saying, people. So, yeah. Again, a lot of people are speaking highly of him. ESTEVAO.
Yeah, Palmer
and it's
had
also
more
the
goals, but
mindset.
Palmer also had way more game time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Palmer didn't have as many goals at this point last season. He had more assists.
No, he did, because he had that goal. He had that game with Brighton with that 4 goals. That's why.
Are you talking?
No, not
talking
last
just
season.
goals?
Season before. What
Are
happened?
you talking just goals or goals and assists?
Goals and assists. His debut season. Last season, yeah, I think Palmer had more goals. I think.
Wait, how many
And
games?
it's not a
8
lot.
games.
I'm talking.
How many does- how
I'm
many
talking
does-
about his
how many does
debut season.
How many did ESTEVAO have? How many does ESTEVAO have now in all comps?
9 GA.
Yeah, he's got
7
yeah,
goals in all comps and 2 assists.
Yeah, he's got 1 more GNA than Palmer did by this point in last season. In
Oh,
his
I
first
missed one
season.
then. Never mind.
Yeah, Palmer had 8
Oh.
by this point. He had 4 goals and 2 assists in the league, and then he had where's the fucking cup? He had 2 assists in the league in the EFL Cup as well, League Cup.
Yeah, I'll show it on screen. I have it right here. I'm not lying.
Yeah, but the thing is, like after from December onwards, he went Super Saiyan. That's it. Like
Oh yeah. No, 100%. And that's also because like he was actually finally able to start playing like full 90 minutes. But yeah, right here. Oh, I did miss one. I see which one I missed. So game week 12 around this time last year, or 2 years ago. Sorry. You got 4 goals, 2 assists, right? And then we go down to the other competitions around that time, just so you can see the receipts. I said 2 assists, 3 assists, 4 assists. This is after 4 assists. How did I do the math wrong here?
You can't count.
I don't know.
What the hell did I do?
Damn.
What? Oh, 4 goals, 4 assists. So yeah, 8. Sorry. I'm an idiot. I did the math. I was expecting more for a reason. So yeah, 4 goals, 4 assists at this time. So yeah, he's on that similar trajectory as Cole Palmer. And I think one thing that Scott said, and I think all of us kind of agree, is he has to get more game time. He's got to start to kind of be in these conversations. And I think it's going to happen. I think it's kind of inevitable. That's the other thing I was going to ask you guys that just joined. We talked about this earlier, but would you be able to tolerate having ESTEVAO as that X factor off the bench for the rest of the season?
No.
Considering Cole Palmer is going to be coming back? Or do you think at some point he has to be the starter? with Cole?
I think at some point he has to be the starter. I think I said this before in a different stream. Like, you just have to switch the games that you're playing him in. Like, still play him once a week. But just switch the games you play him in so he plays in games of higher importance. Like, I don't need to watch him play against Karabag and Ajax. I need to watch him play against like Premier League teams, because like ultimately, like I care more about the Premier League personally at this point. For me, like I need us to see, I need us to do well in the Premier League. I want to win the Premier League.
You want to see progress.
For that to happen, I think he needs to play well. Because I think he's one of the few X factors and one of the few like proper players of quality we actually have in this team, especially in attack. But yeah, so like I think he just needs to start playing in the league or playing in the Champions League, but against your Barcelona, your Bayern Munich. Like if we get to the next round and we start playing those games, cool. I don't mind him missing games against Brighton and Wolves and these guys, but that's because he's going to be playing against the highest opposition in the Champions League. But when we're playing Manchester City and we're playing Man United and we're playing Liverpool and we're playing Tottenham, I want to see ESTEVAO start. Because, like, respectfully, I can't watch Pedro Neto run around with his head cut off, or like his head cut off for 90 minutes.
Yeah, and apparently Neto's injured, but we'll see. I think the starts are going to start happening soon. CP, I'll send the question to you as well. Can you tolerate a season? This season being a season where like we kind of have ESTEVAO be the X factor off the bench throughout the season. That way, you know, maybe if we're talking like quarter or semifinal the UCL where we have a secret weapon on the bench, or do you think it's inevitable and he has to just start games with Cole eventually? Because Cole's coming back soon, and so we're gonna have that X factor with Cole, and there's also that conversation.
I think he should ESTEVAO. Start like I by a proper start I mean like around mid-Jan. Because we're going to be alternating games, right? In terms of, right?
Not even in January. In January, we're going to have, I think Scott said it from next international. Yeah, go ahead.
No, as of this international break is in, as soon as we come back from Burnley onwards, we have at most
we're playing every 3 days.
No, if 4 days. Like, there's a couple periods where we have 4 days between games. That's the most we've got. It's that up until the end of December. So for basically an entire month, we have a game every 3-4 days.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like after that stretch, then week, like, you know, when we have one game a week, kind of like it's not as hectic, I'm saying, then definitely besides, actually I wouldn't want him to start in Barcelona. I kind of told you my reasoning why. I want, because of the highline, right? I want the kick and run merchants. I want him for Arsenal and Burnley for the lower block.
That makes sense.
But I do actually want
honestly,
him to
he'd
play.
be good for both, but I understand.
Yeah, but if I'm playing him, I don't want to play him 3 times in the week, right? So I'm going to choose my battles with that. I kind of disagree with Scott with regards to the Champions League one. I think it might be more beneficial for ESTEVAO to play those Champions League games, even if it's lower opposition, just because we see, even with Gittins, where Champions League is more open in terms of it's not like touch tight in terms of all that shit compared to English football, right? So that's why, you know, for example, Gittins has more space. I think ESTEVAO having more space is going to have him, you know, a greater opportunity to create things, and that's going to continue giving him more confidence for the league.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think it's going to be inevitable though at some point, because right now I think ESTEVAO, one of the hurdles he has to get through, and this is just part of the development, is being able to finish in 90 minutes but still have fuel in the tank, because it feels like right now and listen, I could be totally wrong, but from what I'm noticing, it feels like when you hit 90 minutes with ESTEVAO, he's already the tank is on E, because this player gives it 110% the whole 90 minutes and he just gasses out a little bit at the end, versus when he comes on from the bench, this is just like injecting energy into the game and this guy's sprinting to everything. I think him being able to manage his energy and manage his own endurance, I guess I'm trying to find the right words, but pacing himself, right? throughout 90 minutes so that he can finish in 90 minutes and still have, spare fuel in the tank in case extra time or something like that. Once he gets to that hurdle, I think I do think we'll probably start seeing ESTEVAO as a starter soon. And I think that's going to happen soon because he's played a few 90 minutes yet. He's played a few 90 minutes so far. And so far, he's kind of looked like gassed out at the end of the games. But I think that and maybe over the course of time, building a little bit of physicality as like just a safety net in case next season, he gets found out. I think that'd be a good addition to his game. Hopefully he doesn't lose much pace because right now he's got brilliant pace. And he did say earlier, too, in one of the quotes, he's more focused on building up his speed, which, sure, if you have the speed, fuck it, use that, too, as your strength. You don't even need the physicality if you have the speed if no one can catch up to you to pull you off the ball. So, yeah. Any final thoughts on ESTEVAO or Chelsea-related stuff before we call it?
Don't think so.
International break, baby.
I hate the international breaks, man.
Yeah.
Just,
Any games to look forward to? MLS playoffs are done, right? Or they're still going on?
No, that's still going on.
No,
There's
still going
on the 22nd, at least for the Vancouver versus LA.
It's at
So
Vancouver.
Yunmin Song versus Miller.
Is that the next round? Or is that still
Yeah.
the first
that's
three
next round.
games?
Second.
I don't know who else, what the other rounds are. I know who went through, but I don't know who's playing each other.
Dude, I forgot what game it was it was a game. I think it was the team that Muller went up against, the Vancouver. So Vancouver.
Yeah, it's Vancouver
versus
Whitecaps, yeah.
Who
It
did
was-
they play
I think it was
before?
Dallas FC, I think.
Yeah, it was Dallas.
Oh,
FC
yeah,
Dallas.
Dallas got dominated. I don't think
Yeah.
their possession stat was like 10% or 15%. It was really bad. I was like, wow, purely dominated.
Well, for tomorrow, if the continent of Africa wants to do a hate watch, it's probably Nigeria versus Gabon tomorrow. So
Oh, yeah.
11
That's a
a.m.
big one.
Eastern. So
That's pretty much the decider, right? Like the winner.
well, if
they lose this,
if
they're
Nigeria get
out
out,
of the World
then
Cup.
they're
That's-
not qualified. So this is like a
decided.
qualifier for the qualifier.
Yeah, I was about to say, they win this, they go into so this is a playoff for the playoff.
Yeah.
They're in some really bad, dire straits right now. They're worse than Peru right now in terms of like
Dude.
situation, corruption within.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
yeah,
The
yeah.
freaking
Yeah, it's bad.
it just got resolved like 4 or
Uh-huh.
5 hours ago, 6 hours ago.
I
the whole
saw
dispute.
that it will be Instagram post
Yeah.
from the hotel they put them
It's
in.
so much worse. I saw something earlier. One of their former managers did an interview where like he still owed like £26,000 from his contract because he resigned,
Holy shit!
and they still owe him. He could take them to court, but he says he won't because he like if he was to take them to court, all that would be posted all over like the news would be that like it wouldn't be that he took the federation to court. It would be that he took Nigeria to court, and he doesn't want to do that.
That's bad. See,
Yeah,
like
so-
the worst thing that ever happened to Peru was when we were in our latest golden generation with Pizarro, Farfan, Vargas,
Also, like 12 years
and
ago.
something like that. It was probably even longer than that. It was probably 20 years ago, to be honest.
No.
Uh-huh.
It's you're right. It's about 15.
15. It was about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the worst situation we had there was that they were out partying. I think Pizarro was caught in like a gambling scheme or because he liked to gamble on horse races or something like that. And they were exiled from the team. And Peru didn't qualify because they didn't have their fucking best players because they're exiled from the team for their behaviors also outside the pitch. Nothing like Nigeria where the players and staff are actually owed money from the federation.
I don't understand how this like happens because like this seems to be
greed.
far more regular than it should be, but the thing is, Nigeria are not the only one. I know that
Yeah,
Canada
that's true.
had an issue with this. I think at some point.
CP.
Yep.
Who else?
He's correct.
Who else? Who else had this?
Canada had
Peru
this
probably
about
had it too.
Canada had this about 2.5 years ago, 3 or before
Yeah,
the World
something
Cup,
like that. There's been a bunch of other countries where like just haven't paid their players, like international, like
Mm-hmm. That's it's just wild. So if Nigeria doesn't qualify, I think we might see.
Ready, man. I can't wait.
I'm ready to have the banter with Prime, obviously, and if he ever speaks ill of Peru, hey, don't throw stones out of a glass house. it's bro. I have next show, Prime. Next show. But I'm gonna say this right now: if Nigeria don't qualify, I'm thinking that the trajectory is Italy. Like that exact trajectory.
Oh no, they're already worse than Italy.
Yeah, they're already.
I mean,
They're already worse than Italy.
are they worse than Italy?
Yeah,
Italy.
they didn't call for the last World Cup either.
Relatively speaking, for their actually no, they're probably better than Italy. Sure, they're better than Italy because like Italy did win the Euros a few years ago.
Well, they went to the finals, just got dunked on by an Ivory Coast team that fired their manager.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tournament,
they are probably actually.
They won the Euros in 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
2021, 2020. That summer. 2022? It was probably 2022. Listen, next show, because I did say any final words before I call it, and these are the final words. So you'll have plenty. It's not like you don't know where to find CP and Scott. So you.
Oh, don't worry, I'm ready.
Speak on it.
I have to fucking go to the office now tomorrow because of some work shit. I was gonna join Flawless's watch along. I was gonna dunk on them constantly.
Yeah,
and people,
actually,
if they do qualify, don't worry. We get another chance because then they qualify for the qualifiers. They'll qualify for the qualifying. So that'll be in March. You know what I'm saying? So,
if anything, Prime, we're gonna have a Casually Chelsea show potentially on Sunday. I think that'll be a good spot to talk on it because by then you'll know the result and you're probably gonna want to vent a bit, depending on what happens. But we'll be here. All right, guys. Let's call it. We will be. Oh, you know what? I don't even know why I say it when I have Pep here. There we go.
Who will be there? Do you care though? Who will be there?
But yeah. Big up, ladies and gents. Big up every single one of you watching. If you haven't already done so, smash up the like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 5K, so help us get to that 5K count by hitting that subscribe. Be sure to also check out the memberships, or be sure to also hype up the video. Sorry, I'm multitasking right now because I need to find someone to redirect to. Be sure to get the hypes up as well. If you have hype points, use them. It helps out with the algorithm. And then lastly, guys, let me also get this going, is memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And I should mention, if anyone ever joins at the highest tier, I do give out the link to the call-in show way ahead of time, and I let you start the call-ins with me and all that stuff. That's a perk. I'm just going to try to expand that a little more, get more bang out of your buck for it, right? But that's going to happen all over time as the channel improves. So yeah, keep supporting the channel so we can keep improving on all the content that you get on here. But if you are a proper casual or higher tier member, and you can be a proper casual by looking into the memberships, you get shout outs at the end of every show. That's going to go out to Stop 5050, STFC Benny, Johnny Bravo, Pels, EPL Turf, JC Dark. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just fix this. Ooh. There we go. JC Dark, Lanri Sadiq, A. Soliman, EE, and Adrian. Big up to every single one of you for supporting at the proper casual and higher tiered membership. And big up to everyone else also who supports whatever tier you're in. But yeah, be sure, copy and paste the rated message right here. Let Flawless know where you're coming from. Not Flawless, I'm sorry. Don Hussam. We're rating Don Hussam. Sorry, someone mentioned the Flawless watch along, and I got that stuck in my head. So be sure to copy and paste the red message. Let him know ESTEVAO is the truth. ESTEVAO is him. And I asked you guys in the poll, do we think ESTEVAO is him? I'm ending the poll right now. And 22 of you guys voted, and 73% of you said yes, ESTEVAO is him. So big up to every single one of you. Shout outs to all of you. We'll see you again potentially tomorrow. I don't know. The international break schedule is all over the place, but we will still be making content here on Casually FC. So stay tuned. See you again next time. Say hello to Don Hussam. Copy and paste the red message. And until next time, stay casual. Peace.